up here for Nongshim, holding on to Rich's last pick for counter. The Gragas still available, which I think is a big deal here. ㅅ could head towards that if you would like to. Actually would fit in relatively well to the composition.
Gragas is doing so well right now in Korea, and it seems like such a safe pick into a slow matchup, into a fast matchup. So we'll get a little bit more mobility here for Xayah, which can actually really nice to set up for some very aggressive engages as well. The Lantern in set up some nice feather engages, and I like this pick a lot actually. Coming in late into the draft, you know, you think about Thresh only as pairing with Aphelios, but actually can work pretty well with the Xayah here too.
Yep.
It can also help make Zoe a lot more effective. You can pair the hooks with the sleeps. We talked about it earlier. There's the Gragas pick you were talking about, and I feel like Gragas is the new Gnar. Very, very heavily picked, very common pick right now. With really safe top laners, he can be extremely potent. And ㅅ, I think this is a good pick for him, right? Against an aggressive top laner like Rich.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
It feels fantastic in this composition especially. I think the Thresh helps the Olaf out as well. We're going to have the Ornn up towards the top side for Rich, as he's going to try and augment the damage that Peanut's going to put down. I think when you have a Graves in the jungle, I think it's much easier to pick just a straight tank on the top side, and Nongshim definitely going to be able to play. No, he's going to have to flash to get himself out. There's a cleanse that's picked up as well, and now Umti finds himself in melee range with two people in first blood very comfortably. Goes over to Peanut. Lava doing his very best to try and trade back here as the death ray is going to be flashed out of. And Rich was trying to rotate down, but ㅅ gets in his way. And he's going to be very frustrating as Rich tries to get back to the lane. And in fact, taking far more damage than he really wanted to as he gets towards the safety of his turret. A really awful start for ㅅ, unfortunately.
I mean, this is another one of those moments where you feel like, okay, maybe I could just steal away some Raptors, or Ravagers rather. We're not going way back in time in League of Legends on this one. But you get caught and you get punished, right? And this is really, really rough for Umti. And this is like not a secret, you know, at all. Peanut's rotational timing for his jungle is actually around this. A lot of slow that comes through here for Bay as well. And, you know, some flashes get traded, but at the end of the day, this is really going to buff up the jungle once again for Peanut. He's going to have a little bit more control. That matchup is absolutely his. You get another flash out of Lava.
All right, well, there's the slow onto Henna. Featherstorm out very early, but they just go straight for the Thresh, and Henna takes so much damage. Kellen gets himself out as well, as Docdom with one extra minion here is going to keep himself safe, and now Henna with no Featherstorm finds himself surrounded underneath this outer turret, and there's no help on the way whatsoever. No teleports to be picked up, no nothing. As now Henna's desperately going to try and make this one work. It ain't going to, though, as two turret shots be damned. Docdom's going to be able to grab that kill. In fact, it's a solo.
Yeah, this, you know, this juncture for ㅅ, it's like, okay, got a Herald, right? We're actually heralding Umti as, you know, being the first one to grab that, as, you know, that's a great objective to get. It's just going to be powerful, and they're, you know, going to be able to get a lot of turret plates out of that. This one really on. As you mentioned, they're just waiting for the next minion wave to kill him. Meanwhile, they're going to continue this.
Yep, another dive towards the bottom side as Rich is just going to make sure that that Thresh isn't going to get anything done. Look at all the wards. You can't click nothing.
Nope.
No Lantern for you. And Henna's going to go down for the second time. The punishment on this Xayah pick once again. Side of the wall as well. Peanut looking to try and make this a 50-50 as BRO. Let's see whether they can actually win a team fight off the back of this one, as Umti finds himself at the back of the pit. It's going to be the Xayah of all people that locks down the dragon, as that's a great stun to avoid the last part of the Ornn. And Rich is going to get taken down. No, sorry, ㅅ is just going to get taken down. Rich not able to get too much more, but the Xayah is going to fall once again. ㅅ also goes down, and Nongshim continue just picking up kills over and over again. They don't really care about these objectives so much if they can just kill all of the champions on the map.
Yeah, and look at the damage output across the board. Lava has the highest, and, you know, it was a really, really extended fight where, you know, I wondered how ㅅ were going to actually force Nongshim to take a fight on Drake, and the reality is they took the fight to Nongshim, right? They had Drake control, but then they pushed towards mid, started poking Nongshim.
Nongshim is going to peel back towards this Baron. Peanut has his ultimate available, but he's the only one. As the rest of BRO, they're going to turn back up, still trying to soften up the members of Nongshim. This is an optimistic Baron move. Nongshim are going to back away now. Death Ray is being thrown out and has to be respected. As Lava is tagged, and yep, no one's going to fall down.
If Nongshim get caught, where some of their backs get denied here, this could actually be disastrous.
Get over that wall, but
Lava,
he's going to be spotted out.
Lava's got teleport. I think this is a really good fight for ㅣ2021. Just teleports back in. Ooh, I like the flank angle as well. I feel like Nongshim really need to be careful how they're fighting this.
Oh, good bubble is going to connect there. Eclipse will mitigate some of the damage, but special delivery does go into the stopwatch though, and Peanut secures the dragon. The Leona is going to fall. The objective does go the way of Nongshim. They can go for a disengage if they would like to, and it looks like ㅣ2021 not actually interested in pushing the issue here just a little bit. There's another killer instinct, but immediately Delight goes into his stopwatch, gets himself out of the area with the flash as well as the collateral damage,
Really
not able to
ㅣ2021 back a lot of the time. Here we go.
Well, yeah, in goes Hoya, grabs a decent cast, but Doctor, massive shield. The Leona immediately falls down, but Nongshim still have their carries alive. Peanut gets a lot of value with the collateral damage, and Hoya will fall down the front line. A bit of a mess right now, but Henna's started to build some items up. He does some damage, and Doctor has to get out of there. Not feeling like the Kai'Sa is quite as strong in comparison to the Xayah at this stage. But still, a messy fight and a 1-for-1. No one really walking away with any big advantage.
Yeah, Nongshim are going to look for the Baron start here. And Lava's still alive. They don't have Ornhorn. Again, so they can't control this choke. They have to let ㅣ2021 spill in. And this is very dangerous, but they've got a very fast clear time. And I think they will get away with it. They're just, unfortunately, Lava's not here early enough to...
Nongshim do have the advantage now with the Baron. As this has just been a very, very strange game, Wolf. It's just one of the weird ones. As now Rich finds himself well and truly in the front line. That is a double stun out from the solo play, though, as finally Kellen finds the value he's been looking for. The Ram comes in, and Docdarm also joins the back line. Lava goes golden, but he's going to go straight to the death chamber after that. And as I say that there's not been a real teamfight win, it's a triple kill for Docdarm, and this might just be the end of the game.
Yep. Taking one for the president there. It's kinda, you know, you can feel that bot love, right, between support and AD. But this is going to be the end of the game. Some really sloppy engages across the board for a Nongshim Red Force that were significantly ahead throughout the game. Just struggled to close it out, struggled to take those objectives, but they will collapse the Nexus in the end. And this draft for ㅣ2021 did not work out as intended. They actually really lost out in the early game. It was such a long game that you have to really rewind your mind to remember back to those really successful dives we had for Nongshim Red Force onto the Xayah, preventing her from hitting power spikes, really limiting what she could do in lane, and just getting small edges from there, controlling some of the upcoming Drake fights after they gave away those fights early, hit their own spike, and it was really Duckdom, who popped off and started to get really, really far ahead in the bot lane.
Yeah, he found his opportunities towards 17% damage. In the mid lane, Bay was certainly throwing out all the death rays he could find, and when you see a Zoe number that is that low in a game that went this long, then you know that the pick just wasn't working the way that it was intended. You can tell that there's definitely vision problems being put forward by